Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this Rabbit's Breakdown podcast. This is late. The cleaning up from 14 days of rain is taking much longer than I thought it was. And it's just kind of coming along. I finally got around to doing the doing the 2000 sci-fi miniseries Dune. Currently working on getting the 2003 Children of Doom, getting that put together and get everything I want for that. But today's video, we are going to break down this is going to be part 3 of season 2, episode 3, path cards.
On the significance of each card, let me just say that, similar to the Ace of Pentacles, the Realm of Sleep is a card directly related to a conversation between your inner self and the outer world.
Okay.
What do you see when you look at the card?
Well, there are numbers and symbols on the edges. Beetles crawling. Plant. Maybe a poppy?
Look again.
Okay.
What's the first thing you see when looking at the card?
Yeah, this is getting more into the nitty-gritty of how the path cards work and why they work. You may notice a slight wobble in the video a few seconds ago, or about 30 seconds ago, simply because I, for some reason, clicked on the stop recording, so I had to start re-recording. So there's that little glitch, and that's what caused it. But yeah, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the path cards and how to use them.
Number 3.
Next.
Some kind of Egyptian eye.
I'll stop you there. Let's focus on that. The number 3 and an Egyptian eye.
What about them?
What do those things mean to you?
I'm not sure I understand.
Okay. The way path cards work is one card at a time. The first inspiration or intention leads you to your first station. The second to your second, where you'll relate something from the second card to something in the second station. Do you follow?
Yes, I mean, kind of, but I don't know.
There are numerous things on the front of that particular card.
And like I said, it's interesting. I think I said in the last episode, last breakdown episode or part, that they make for an interesting party game. Excuse me. They work pretty well just as a game, but within the context of this universe, it works out really well.
But let's go with the first things you saw for this exercise. The number 3 and the Egyptian eye.
And
now you have to figure out what those things mean to you. Go to that place, do that thing, talk to that person. And once you've done that, draw the next card and move to your next station.
that's it?
Yes. Once you've drawn your 12th and final card, the answer to your question will be revealed, or the next step on your spiritual journey illuminated, or whatever it is that you're looking for.
And if only it was that simple.
On that note, did you ask a question?
No. Do I have to?
Not at all. You can simply choose to follow the path, or you can ask the path to guide you to an answer. There's no wrong way.
The number 3 and an Egyptian eye.
Sure, why not?
I'm still not sure I understand.
Okay, I'll tell you what I would do as an example.
Thank you.
So, there's a bar called the Black Cat near my house. Its logo is an Egyptian eye. If I'd looked at that card and chosen those two things as my focus, I may have gone to that bar, had 3 drinks, and drawn my next card.
Oh, that's it?
It can be.
Wow.
I mean, it can be as complicated as you want or feel it needs to be. I could also go visit my Auntie Ellen, who is obsessed with Egyptian mythology. Turns out she lives exactly 3 miles away.
See, that's what makes, as a party game, that makes the whole path cards fun.
So, there's more than one way to...
Follow your path. Yes, infinite ways. And if your heart is pure and open when you select your inspiration or intention, there are no wrong choices.
So, once I've followed my path from the first card, what's next?
So, after the first card is chosen and acted upon, the next 11 cards are followed in order, starting with the card that's currently sitting on top.
Do I just flip over the top card on the deck? No reshuffle?
Never reshuffle. That would be incredibly dangerous. That could attract powerful bad forces.
Oh.
Yeah, don't ever do that. After you shuffle the first time, your path is set.
Oh, okay. And always...
See, that's kind of reminds me of there's people I know that deal with like tarot cards and stuff like that. And that reshuffling thing is kind of something that I've known different people that will not, once they shuffle an initial tarot card deck, will not reshuffle it till they're done giving the reading. Like I said, I've said in different parts that I've done. Great for party game, party tricks, stuff like that. But I personally give it very little to no credence. All someone has to do is be fairly decent at reading a room.
Draw with your left hand.
Just the first card. It doesn't matter which hand you use for the subsequent 11 cards.
Do you mind if I flip over the next card while I have you on the phone?
Please, continue. Although, if you're working the cards properly, you'll need to act upon each choice.
Right, of course. So the next card is something called the Twins.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Again, that's complicated and would be connected to a previous choice. But what is it you see when you look at the card?
The first thing that pops up?
It can be the first thing. You can also stare at the card for a long time, looking for something deeper. One of the numbers, symbols, or words around the edge, the color of an animal, the number of rings around a planet, the shape of a door or a plant, something that reminds you of a talisman from your childhood. Anything at all.
This card is pretty busy, but beautiful. I think the first thing I noticed was some kind of butterfly and 2 rabbits.
Okay then. I'm sitting at the Black Cat bar. I've just had my 3 drinks. I draw my second card, the Twins. And the first thing I notice or choose to focus my attention on is the butterfly.
Right.
Well, I can't know what I do because I'm not there.
What do you mean?
I mean, what if a woman walked by wearing a shirt featuring a butterfly?
Oh.
I'd follow her.
I think I'm beginning to get it.
Right? I'd follow her. And let's say she drove miles away and finally came to something else that reminded me of one of the 2 cards I'd chosen so far. I'd stop there and pick my 3rd card.
Okay, I think I understand. So you're basically using random cards and then following your intuition as it relates to each specific card.
If you believe that anything is truly random, sure, but it's not. Everything is predetermined. Your choice of cards, this conversation, everything.
Okay, well, thank you.
And that gets... This is where we get into interpretations and beliefs and stuff like that. It's you know, it can get tricky.
Much for taking the time to speak with me about this stuff. It's been incredibly illuminating.
You're very welcome, and welcome to the world of Path. You're going to love it.
See, I just wonder if you could take, or if, because it's their universe, Terry Miles and all his people, just build a podcast around the path cards. That would be an interesting podcast, I think.
And that was my introduction to path cards. Why am I going into such detail about path cards? Well, it's not only because Sally Meacham had mentioned them in connection with her grandfather and rabbits. It's also because of one particular path card session, something that had allegedly taken place in 1949.
Which is interesting in and of itself, that a tale or something like that could have made its way from 1947 all the way to now.
In Seattle in 1949, as the story goes, a man took part in a very special path card session. This man was by no means a religious or superstitious man, nor a believer in anything outside the realm of science. He was a realist and a humanist.
I can relate to that.
But there was something he claimed he'd discovered, something that didn't mesh with this man's understanding of the natural world. That man's name was Mallory Klimt. He was under the impression that his path card session had led him into another dimension.
Which is interesting, which goes back to the mini-season, or the 3 episodes of The Path, Rabbit's The Path.
The person who'd provided Mallory Klimt with that deck of path cards and precise instructions on how to use them was allegedly Kellen Meacham. And there was more.
It all comes around circle.
Mallory Klimt claimed that not only had he visited another dimension using path cards, but he'd created a map that he was able to use to return to that place again and again.
Which in itself could be interesting.
It's Rabbits. I'm Riley Bennett. We'll be back again next week. Until then, stay safe.
So that wraps up episode 3, Path Cards, of season 2 of Rabbit's Podcast. Hope everyone's enjoying it. I'm hoping here soon to be freed up to do more videos on a regular basis. So until then, everyone have fun, be good humans, be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?